Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, how we're going to fix both of those things together. Guys, we have some amazing news coming out of the Veterans Affairs Committee in the House. We just got a pretty big victory, one we've been striving towards for the last 2 years. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing right now. And let me hear you on X when you're tagging at Braden LOA, because this right here needs to be shared because the veterans that it's defending deserve it. And also, you got some Democrats acting like pieces of crap, talking about how insignificant the threat is to their rights, even though they fought for ours. But other than that, it's going to be a peach. Again, everything is linked. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because the yoke of the YouTube algorithm crushing, subscribing, decreasing jihad against this channel is significant, and you can defeat it all on your own simply by hitting that subscribe button. All right, people, let's dive into this. This is a big one. There, of course, is the X profile. You can follow me at Braden LOA. Today was busy, especially when India and Pakistan started punching each other with missiles. Anyway, not the point of this video. Let's get into this. Beautiful bastions of freedom. This is from Gun Owners of America. This is a breaking alert. The House Veterans Affairs Committee plans to amend the Veterans Second Amendment Protection Act. This was middle of the day today. I was watching this in real time. Here's the new GOA-backed language to also restore the gun rights of 264,893 veterans who were disarmed by the Department of Veteran Affairs prior to March 9th of 2024. And you can look at all this if you want. I'll do a quick snippet. It's basically an amendment to the nature of substitute H.R. 1041. Okay, not hugely important. But as we keep going, this is basically saying, hey, when you guys take away the rights of veterans who fought for us because they can't manage their checkbooks, that whole shindig about the fiduciary responsibility, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to go ahead and wipe that off of the face of the earth. And I'm freaking here for it. All right, here we go. Let's get it. So that first alert was from GOA. This one is from NAGR, National Association for Gun Rights, if you guys are not familiar. This is the sponsor of the bill, who happens to be the chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee. He explains where we're going from where we've been. Watch. This is about a minute and a half, and then we'll show you what happened today.
My bill is simple. It would cement due process for veterans with fiduciaries to protect their constitutional rights.
It's that simple. You know how all the Democrats are crowing about due process right now because of immigration? Well, they certainly don't mind violating due process right here with the Veterans Affairs Community, Veterans Affairs Boards taking away veterans' Second Amendment rights because they just want to. Just highlighting some hypocrisy. Let's keep on.
My amendment, in the nature of a substitute, would prohibit VA from sending a veteran's name to the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System, or NICS, list unless a judge or court first decides that veteran could be in danger up to themselves or to others.
Really important, because a court is going to figure out if they're actually a danger to themselves or others, which, by the way, I still have a serious question about that whole red flag law approach. But this isn't even getting to red flag laws. This is literally, I'm an executive bureaucratic agency. You can't manage your checkbook. You can't run a gun. You can't do a background check through NICS, and you're sent to the restricted ownership list on the NICS system in the FBI. This is like red flag laws on the extreme side before you even get in courts involved. Okay. But isn't it weird that due process doesn't seem to be in vogue when it's around gun rights for the Democrats, but it's only in vogue when it's about immigration who aren't citizens? I do find it fascinating. The juxtaposition is loud. Let's continue.
VA will sometimes appoint a fiduciary for a veteran to help them manage their VA financial benefits. As I said earlier, that appointment of a fiduciary has nothing to do with a veteran being a danger to themselves or others. Yet, as soon as a veteran gets a fiduciary, a VA bureaucrat automatically sends the veteran's name to the NICS list. No due process exists, none. Veterans with fiduciaries are then prohibited from owning or buying a firearm for whatever reason.
You read it wrong. Anyway, this is the same committee where the Veterans Affairs leaders got in there and said, yeah, we're going to ignore whatever Congress says no matter what. That's the same hearing, okay, the same committee, all right? The VA is out of control on this. By the way, this passed. All right, let me show you some other stuff here. This is something else that this guy said because this is really important. That was where we were. This is where we are right now. And then I'll show you what the Democrats said. Just get ready.
We must ensure that veterans have the same constitutional rights as every other American. Every other American gets their day in court before their Second Amendment rights are taken away. But veterans who fought for the constitutional rights are being treated like second-class citizens. I will not allow the politics of Washington to prevent me from protecting veterans' constitutional rights, which they fought for.
All right, so now he's echoing something that I personally share complete belief with. You guys know on this channel that one of my pet peeves and makes me madder than you could possibly imagine is when bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. threaten the rights of veterans who put their minds, bodies, and souls on the line, in some cases their friends, their financial futures, to serve something bigger, i.e. the country. We are taking direct benefit from that action, and these dillholes decide to just take the rights away from them because they can't manage their checkbooks because they want to do a gun control some way, somehow. That is, I will fight until the day I die on that one, because that is some bull. But anyway, he said it pretty well. But let me show you what the Democrats said today. Again, nanny boo-boo, this passed, by the way. So this little twerp that you're about to see, completely diminishing the importance of our veterans' rights, even because it's a small number, yeah, he lost. Just take solace in that fact before you hear this, because this is insane.
I truly understand that veterans feel singled out by the fiduciary process, but I will remind everyone that VA beneficiaries constitute barely 0.6% or 0.6% of entries into the next database, 200,000 out of a database of 33 million. 200,000 out of a database of 33 million, again, 0.6% of entries into the next database.
Okay, so this one kind of gets my blood going a little bit. So because it's 260,000 people, in the ratio of 30 million people, it doesn't matter. Even though they're all veterans, yeah, it seems like a big number, and sure, you're being singled out, but there's 30 million people, so it's fine. Your rights can be violated. It's not a big deal. What are we worried about? Representative Takano has argued that the bill is pointless because veterans represent a small fraction of the NICS denial list. If it's one, it's too many. And also, these are the same people who say that ARs are the scourge of all gun violence in the United States when it's even less proportionally to all the gun crime that they call it. But then it matters. They're not serious people. They're completely hypocritical, and all they want is their pound of flesh. It doesn't matter. They'll say whatever they want to say, i.e., Jamie Raskin, red flag laws are the best thing in ever, common sense safety, and then 10 minutes later, on the other side of the coin, it's due process is the fundamental right that makes us better than the animals. These guys are trash. Anyway, they lost. Ha! Let's keep going. The House Committee on Veterans Affairs just rejected Representative Kelly Morrison's Minnesota Amendment 1113 to disarm veterans from having mental illness. Again, the same point. So that got defeated because they were trying to stop it that way. And here's the final count. House Vet Affairs just passed the GOA-backed Veterans Second Amendment Protection Act 13-11. This bill would restore gun rights to 264,893 currently disarmed veterans and prevent the Veterans Affairs from disarming veterans ever again. Abso-freaking-lutely, let's go. Good job, GOA. Good job, House Veteran Affairs. Good job, people who voted for it. People who didn't, shame on you. You should not be protected by their sacrifice. You pieces of crap. Again, I will always get riled up on this because you don't mess with a few things. You don't mess with women, you don't mess with children, and you don't mess with veterans. Those three right there, those are my sacred trinity. You don't mess with those. Everything else I can kind of handle pretty solid. But those three, not cool. And finally, a little word of victory from National Association for Gun Rights. House Committee advances Veterans Gun Rights Bill after major push by gun owners. And to be completely fair in spreading news and credit everywhere, they all had a hand in this. NAGR and GOA. This entire thing was pushed forward and made possible by your support through these vocal outlets. And guys, I'm excited to say that this passed out of committee. Now it goes to the actual House, and it has an actual chance of becoming law because this is not controversial. This is a big one. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.